Hey, 5 Points family, I want to let you know what's going on now that the restrictions have been lifted by the governor, and we are allowed to meet now at the church with some certain guidelines that we're going to be following, and I'll let you know about those in this video. But we are going to begin to meet this Sunday, and we're going to do that by meeting in 3 different services. The services are going to have to be spread out in 3 services that we will be able to handle the number of people that we're hoping to have, as well as practice the social distancing that is being recommended by our governor. So what we're going to do is we'll have 3 services this Sunday. One will be at 8:30, the second will be at 9:30, and the third service will be at 10:45. Each of these services will be abbreviated. They will be about 40 to 45 minutes long. One of the reasons for that is that we are not going to be able to offer childcare for small children or elementary age children because we won't be able to keep the kids' hands off each other in small rooms. And so through the month of May, until we get this figured out, we're going to ask you that if you have children, that you bring them to the services with you. Now, I know that may be difficult if you have small children, especially preschoolers, or if you have a baby. So what we're going to be doing is, to help you with that, is the first service that we have and the third service, the 8:30 service and the 10:45 service, will be in the CLC, down in the gym. The middle service at 9:30 will be in the sanctuary. Now, what that will do for us is that after the first service in the CLC, that will be in the chairs. Those chairs are white, the really nice white plastic chairs. They're very comfortable. We'll have those set out, and it's going to be easy for us to disinfect those between the first service and the third service. If we were to have 2 services in the sanctuary, it's going to be much harder to disinfect cloth chairs because they won't dry as easily, but we'll be able to clean those plastic chairs and dry them very easily and very quickly. And so that's one reason we're having 2 services in the gym, but also it'll help with parents who have children. Because we're going to ask you to be with your child the whole time. Again, like I said, we'll abbreviate the service, but we're going to do some things to help you out. One of those is that when you come in Sunday morning, we will have coloring pages for all the children. We will also have pre-packaged crayons so that the crayons haven't been touched. They're all pre-packaged for your child. And we'll also have pre-packaged snacks like goldfish or something else. So that it'd be just like if you went to a restaurant, you're used to your kids having things to keep them occupied. We want to do that as well so that your child will be able to sit through the service and not get too squirmy on you. But it'll also allow you as a parent that if you would like, you could sit toward the back. We're going to leave some space open behind the chairs. If you can picture it in the gym, we will have the stage over by where you pay for Wednesday night suppers by the kitchen. And we'll be facing the kitchen wall. So back in the back is where all the rooms are, where we currently have our nursery and our preschoolers. We'll have some open area back there, and also along the sides where if you would like to get up and walk with your child while the service is going on, that's absolutely wonderful. We would encourage you to do that. We will also keep the rooms open that are on the back wall, and we will limit the number of parents who can go in there with a child, 1 parent and a child, not older siblings or anything, so that if your child does get restless and you're worried about them being disruptive, or you just need to get up and walk around with them, you can take them into those rooms, and we'll have a limited number to keep social distancing, but you can go in those rooms. We'll leave the doors open so that you can still hear the service, you can hear and still be a part of what's going on, but your child will be a little bit more isolated if you feel like you need to do that. We won't ask you to go in there immediately. We only ask you to do that if your child starts to get a little squirmy and you feel like it's best to go in there. But we want to make that available to you. We would encourage you, if you bring a child, to bring something that would help them stay occupied. If that's a toy, or if that's an iPad or your phone or whatever, please feel free to do that. We don't want you to feel like you're disrupting anything by having that in place. It's going to be more like family worship for the month of May. So we want to encourage you to do that. We also, by having it down the gym, we'll be able to have more seating in that way, and so we can socially distance a little bit better. All the chairs in the gym and the chairs in the sanctuary will all be spaced out 6 feet apart as you're sitting front to back. they will still be in rows all lined up, and we will count on you to provide the social distancing to your left and to your right. The governor's office has asked that in places of worship that they allow 2 seats in between individuals who are not of the same family. So we will take care of you knowing how far front and back you need to be. We'll just count on you to be able to do left to right. So again, we'll have abbreviated services, so that will make it a little bit easier for those of y'all who have kids. And some other things just to let you know that we'll be doing in those services. We will have a bulletin and with the sermon notes like we do every Sunday, but you'll have to pick it up on your own. We won't have anybody handing those out because we don't want any transference with people, person to person with those. We also will not be taking up an offering during the service because we don't want people passing the plate hand to hand. We will have special offering boxes that you will see in the sanctuary and in the CLC, where as you exit or as you enter, you're more than welcome to drop your offering into those boxes. And that will allow us also to keep everything a little more sanitized among all of us. We will open up the bathrooms that are near the office for those of you who will be going to the service at 9:30 in the sanctuary. We'll open up the CLC bathrooms for those of y'all who go to the gym. What we'll do in those is we'll make sure that we have plenty of paper towels for you, so that when you are ready to exit the restroom, we would ask you to take one of those paper towels, open the door handle with the paper towel so that your hand doesn't come in contact with the handle. And then after you have the door propped open, there'll be a trash can right there at the door so you can drop the paper towel in the trash. And that will help us a lot with the sanitation. Also, one of the things that the governor's office has requested is that we have proper ventilation throughout our buildings as much as we can get fresh air flowing instead of recirculating the air. So in the sanctuary, what we'll do is we will have the doors leading in from the porch. We'll have one door that will be left open, and we have the doors by my office open, so we'll be pulling air through the buildings and outside. It may be a little bit warmer, but I don't think so. I think we should be able to keep the temperature very comfortable for that service at 9:30. Also in the CLC, our air conditioners are plenty strong in the CLC, and we will open up one door that leads out to the children's playground and one door that leads out into the drive-through. By doing that, it will be able to suck the fresh air all the way through the buildings, and we won't be recirculating air. We'll have a constant flow of fresh air that will be coming from the outside. So that's another thing we can do. You're absolutely more than welcome. We encourage you, if you'd like to wear a mask, to wear a mask. We will try to do what we can to keep everybody from coming in contact with each other. So we're not going to have a greeting time where we shake hands with each other. We also will not have greeters at the doors who will shake hands with you. We may have some who will verbally help you to know what to do and answer any questions, but we're going to keep ourselves as much as we can from being in contact with each other in that way. The choir will also not be singing because we can't keep the choir 6 feet apart in the choir loft. There's just not enough room. So that's one thing that'll be different as well. If you can't come or feel uncomfortable coming to a live service, the 9:30 service in the sanctuary will be live streamed. We will continue live streaming our services for the future. Hopefully it's a way of reaching out to people and also providing a service for people who, for whatever reason, can't make it that Sunday morning. We want to encourage you, if you feel comfortable coming, we want you to come and meet together so that you can be an encouragement in other people's lives and we can be as a church family. But if you feel uncomfortable, we want to make sure that you are not left out of the worship experience, and you'll be able to join us online. And at 9:30, it will be on Facebook Live. At 9:30 will be where it is streamed. So we hope that you will, if you don't have a Facebook account or don't know how to get one, let one of our staff know if you don't know someone else to call, and we will help you set up a Facebook account. And all you have to do is at 9:30, when it's time, you go to our church Facebook page, which we can teach you how to do that if you don't know, and you'll be able to watch the service right there on your computer, on your phone, a smartphone, or a tablet like an iPad. So we would love for you to be a part of that as well. If you're unsure how to do that on the technology, please feel free to call us, and we will do everything we can to walk you through that and to help you with that. But that'll be a way for us to allow really 4 different worship experiences, 3 in person and 1 online. We will need some help if you would like to help us after the first service to disinfect the chairs that will be down in the CLC. Laney is heading that up. We have enough for 8 people is all we're going to need. We're not going to have a whole lot of people, so we can keep spread out as we're disinfecting the chairs. But all it'd be is spraying them down with an alcohol water mix that it kills any germs, and then wiping them down to dry them off so that when the 10:45 service arrives, they'll be ready with a nice, clean, and sterilized environment. So we hope that will help you understand that. Also, at the 10:45 service for this Sunday only, we will have our graduate recognition for all of our graduating seniors. I hope you'll be able to support them and encourage them. This has been a hard time for all of them, not having their normal graduation and missing prom and missing the last day of school together. And so we want to do something special to honor them this Sunday as a church family. The other thing that you need to know about is that one of the guidelines that the governor has asked us to do is to suspend food service if at all possible. So we won't have coffee on Sunday mornings. If you would like to bring your own coffee, we encourage you to do that, or any kind of drink you'd like. If you're going to be down in the CLC, we would encourage you to do that. We would ask you, please don't bring that into the sanctuary. We don't want it to spill on the carpet or on any of the chairs. But if you come to the service in the CLC, we encourage you to bring anything you would like, and you're more than welcome to do that. But we also will be suspending all of our Wednesday night meals through at least school starting. So we'll have to see what happens this summer. But meals are a big deal, to make sure that we have salad bar where there's a lot of people that are involved in trying to get food, and there's a lot of ways that we handle our food that we just don't want to do anything that would not be safe and sanitary. We want to give the government a little bit more time and the experts to give us more indication of when it's safe to do that. So we will suspend that. We also will be, as far as Sunday school goes, we will not have Sunday school through the month of May. We've got to make sure we get a little bit further down the road to where we can have more people in a room at one time in close proximity. Sunday school classes are not built for that at all. But we're hoping that by June the 7th that we may be able to start opening up in Sunday school. We're going to have to see. I think right now that the guidelines, the guidance governor gave us extended through May the 20th. So I'm thinking and hoping that by May 21st, they will give us a new set of guidelines that will have a little bit more understanding, so we can have our Sunday school meetings beginning in June. But what we'll do as far as Wednesday night is that we're hoping that by the first Wednesday of June, which I believe is June the 3rd, we'll be able to start meeting with our youth upstairs on 3rd floor, and John will have in place where they will be following the proper guidelines. We also will be able to allow Mary Helen to lead the children, but she'll be able to use the gym on Wednesday nights and have the entire gym floor so that she can do things with the children and keep them spaced out more than she could in a small room. But through the month of May, what we'll do beginning this Wednesday night is I will be doing a live stream of a Wednesday night just prayer time and a short Bible study. That we'll do that on Facebook Live beginning this Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. And then beginning in June for the adults, we will have a worship service on Wednesday nights beginning at 6. It'll be a worship time of prayer and a Bible study, and Chris will be leading some music. It'll be about 30 minutes long to 40 minutes long. And you're more than welcome to come to that in person if you would like on Wednesday nights. And also, if you would like to watch that, we will live stream that just like we will on Sunday morning on our Facebook page. So you can join that either in person in the sanctuary, or you can watch that from your home. So we look forward to doing that. The other thing that we need to, let's see what I'm missing here. We're going to be doing as best we can to keep deep cleaning. A lot of the rooms right now, they have not been used in over 2 months, but we have kept them clean. We'll keep the restrooms very clean. We're going to wipe down all the door handles between services, so you don't have to worry about that. And we will keep doors propped open, so you don't even have to touch a handle coming in and out of the buildings. Also, the other thing to know is that the governor's office has asked that if people can work from home, to do that. So what we'll do here at the office is I've asked our 2 secretaries, Susan Robertson and Rebecca Stevens, if they will work on a rotational basis to where one will be here at the church every day until we have the restrictions are lifted. So there will be somebody here at the office for our secretaries. I'll be here every day as well. Our staff will be working in and out of the office, and some from home, because there's a lot they can do from their home. And so I hope that if you need us, please reach out to us. Just because we're not at the office doesn't mean we're not working. We are working, and we're doing everything we can. We're always available to you. So please feel free to reach out to us. When you come in Sunday morning, one of the things I want you to know is we'll have signs in place around the buildings to kind of let you know about what you can do with the social distancing and things like that. We do ask you, please, to follow the rules of that. We have people on both ends of the spectrum right now. Some are very, very concerned about the spread of the virus and are taking all precautions necessary to keep that from happening. We have other people who really feel like that the best thing is herd immunity, and they don't wear a mask, and they're not afraid that something's going to happen, and so there's all different realms. What we ask you to do is to respect each other, respect each other's decision. Everything that's been put out by the government and by the CDC are recommendations, because they're learning about this as well. We're in a new world, but they are too, and the experts are sometimes right and they're sometimes wrong. But what we're going to do is always be considerate of each other. So if you're a person who says, I'm fine with shaking hands and hugging people's necks and everything else, be aware that there's other people who are very afraid to shake hands and hug necks for good reasons. So just respect each other's decision, and if don't be judgmental about someone who doesn't practice what you do, because there's still a lot of unknowns in this. But we want to be here on Sunday morning, and we come on Wednesday nights to do everything we can to err on the side of caution, err on the side of being careful with each other, and do all we can to protect each other, especially to those who are most vulnerable, and that's our senior adults. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact any of our staff. We spent a lot of time talking about this today, and finding ways that we can make this work the best through this time. Again, if you would like to volunteer to help us disinfect the CLC after the 8:30 service on Sunday morning, please contact Lainey and let her know that you'd be available. If you would like to help us also, we're going to need people who, at the end of the day, who will help us to collect the offering and take it to the safe. We have, if you're a deacon, we would like for that to be something the deacons do, to help us make sure there's at least 2 people as witnesses to make sure the money gets taken to the safe, and that'd be a way you can help. There'll be other ways. I ask you, if you have children, we would encourage you. You can go to any service you want. We are not going to dictate to any group that they go to a particular service, but I would recommend that if you have small children, that you take advantage of our 8:30 service or our 10:45 service down in the CLC, because it will give you a lot more freedom with your child. You won't have to worry as much about them getting squirmy. I think that'd be a lot easier for you. But hey, if you want to come to the service in the sanctuary, you're more than welcome to do that. The services will be identical. We're not going to be you're not going to get a better service in either place. They're going to be the same sermon, same music. We'll be doing everything we can to make it a great experience for you and for your family. And let me just say to the parents, if you do bring your child, I want you to understand this very clearly, and I hope you will listen to me and listen to my heart. If you have small children, all the other people with small children are going to understand if your child gets squirmy, if they get a little disruptive, because they're in the same boat with you. But know this, those of us who our children are old and everything, we've all been there, and we completely understand. In fact, I think we're probably more understanding than people that have kids your own age, because we feel for you and we understand, and we're not going to judge you or fault you or anything else. Kids are kids, and we want you to be here. Please don't let your fear of how your kids may act keep you from bringing them. If you want to come, you come. And I guarantee we will all understand. I'm at the point of life when I see you struggling, I definitely don't think anything bad. We feel for you, because we've all been down that road. We've all been in your place. So we want you to feel, if you feel comfortable coming with the virus and everything, then you feel free to bring your kids on and be here Sunday morning, and don't worry about the rest of it. It'll all be fine. Other than that, I hope that you'll be here. We will do our very best to make it the best and safest possible experience we can as we come back together as a church. Again, please contact us if you have any questions, and I hope to see you Sunday morning at 8:30, 9:30, or 10:45.